is called For Honor. He's still trying to fight back there. He's not just dead. He's trying to fight his death.
Oh, nope. Those are the fucking... that was all of Warren's executions. Now,
Yeah, I told you it's not the hard burn. It's easy, like work, like this.
I would like to ask, would you be willing to do the same with my boy, my lawbringer? But that's up to you if you want to do it.
Then that will go off of your bias because some finishers you do like because it's
No,
your character.
no. I want you to. I want to see your honest opinion. Yeah, I have bias because I do like
No, no,
that.
no. I'm still gonna be honest. I'm just letting you know that this is gonna be off of your biased looks. Like it's just gonna feel biased because I know you like this character. So my honesty is gonna be more potent than what it is on the previous character.
I know. I'm expecting that.
So I'm gonna enjoy this because I want it. My opinions is actually gonna affect you in some degree.
Oh yeah, no, I've already come to that conclusion. This is gonna hurt, but it's gonna be a brutal honesty. All right.
This is a five because it's effective. If it's the brute strength that he has as a character, so him being able to already got the finishing blow off his collarbone, and he uh, puts it down and just strangled him with brute strength. It already shows the character that he is a uh, brute frontliner.
The he's like an executioner. That's like the whole
Yeah,
vibe.
but
Yeah.
it still means like if he were to be out in battle, it still feels like a frontliner because he is an executioner, and executioners are typically strong, very strong because they execute. How else are they going to execute if they can't even lift up the weapon that they hold to execute? Which makes sense for the other one where he was like trying to play that little mini tug of war thing. It is unfair because he executes people. He lifts up heavy things and he puts down those heavy things on the foes that deserve to die before it. The executes makes the executioner shine. That's a three. You tell me after I stab you, the only thing I did is trip you and then poke you in the chest. Sure, sure.
I mean, to be fair, if you have a blade that fucking big go through your chest, I don't think you're surviving any of that shit.
Yeah, but I'm not going off of survival if it's still an execution. But then again, even off of that, the fact that you are an executor and you made a simple decision when all your other ones is choking them out and and cutting their heads off. It still follows through. Like this is effective, but I'm going off of my own depiction of what I find as cool or as neat.
Yeah.
I'm not going off of others. I'm going off of what I think is cool and unique, which is why it's fun because it's your character.
Yeah.
Like, how you think this is tough? No. Oh, this backbreaker. The reason why it's higher than the middle than the average is really because of the fact that this follows through with him being the reason that he's an executor.
Wait, you
It's the
rated it?
small detail of yeah.
What number did
I'm
you?
saying it's higher than four, so it's within five, six, or seven.
I, I didn't hear you say a
And
number,
mainly
so
this is typically a five because it is already it doesn't feel like it's not an executioner. Going off of the one small detail, it's like, oh, he's an executioner. All right, that set it all for me. This is literally a five, but no, this is a five because of the fact that I know that he's fitting his character because of the fact that when he knocked down his opponent, he readied his axe because this is literally what he does for a living. Because if you pan over to the camera where he is doing the assault, you see he tossed his axe a little bit before he
like
did the overhead slam.
like readjusting a little bit. Like, let me get a good angle.
No, it's not the readjust because his axe is already in the proper placement. The readjustment that he did is at the end where he already did the kill because it's not facing the opponent because the opponent is already dead. But when he was getting ready enough for the kill, the only thing that he readied up is him being excited for his execution because he is an executor. It fits his personality.
Alright, I like that.
This also fits him. This makes sense. This is a five.
Why do you have to stab bro in the ass though?
He's an executor.
Fair enough.
He's in the executing stance. He stepped on him and finished the execution. That fits the whole role of who he is.
I know, but like, oh wait, no, it kind of stabs him like the lower spine. Uh, Looked like the ass when I looked at it
No,
first.
they stabbed the lower spine. That's where my shunt is at. That's where my hypocephalus is at. I know exactly where he stabbed. That would kill me. No, I mean that would kill me faster than him. But the fact that that is a killable like stab. Then yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, this a four. Nah, this a two. It's not effective. It's more comedic than for any other purpose. I'll give the person on the death end a higher rating than the person that did it. Now, if it was a quicker pool, then yeah, but nah.
Alright.
Dude, this is six. You got two follow throughs. You got the execution of him, which follows through with his execution, and he follows through because it's out of his way. This feels more universal because I feel like this can also be played by another character or other characters. I
Alright.
could be wrong though.
No, he's the only one with the halberd. I mean, I'm sure there's similar executions, but this combo he does is him.
Yeah, so it fits to his character as an executor.
Yeah.
This also fits right. This is a five. but the end part, that's what makes it a four.
Little. I don't know what that. Normally, I thought he was like trying to poke fun, but the way he just grabs his arm and just dinks his own head. Oh no, it feels like something really specific. Oh no.
No, he pointed he because your his dead hand is pretty much him pointing at his head like I'm doing. You have to think better because what he did to follow through with the execution was creative.
Yeah, no. That was a very creative execution.
Because he took it off his shoulder, or he took it off his collarbone, caught him again, and then bring it towards him, and then push his head forward, or pushing his head against the blade so it actually cuts him open.
Yeah, because you can see him hook on the blade at the very right there, and then boom, like just shove the rest of it right the fuck off. So it's a very realistic execution. Nope.
But it makes it easier because you chose a longer answer. It's not that I'm giving you a long answer. It's that you're responding, so you following through with the answer because it makes sense. You know how gonna make sense, so you follow through with the creativity. And I'm responding, so it makes it a longer answer. I see, I see, I see. Because I gave a short answer on the previous ones, and you didn't catch on to that.
No, I problem is I don't know when you're done with like an execution or if you're still going on, and I'm not trying to be a dick. Sometimes I think you're already done, and then you start talking again, and I'm like, oh shit, he wasn't done. And then
But
sometimes I'll be on an
why
execution.
I think that you being a dick?
Damn,
Why you feel like
damn,
you being a dick?
damn! Just shut me right the fuck up with one genuine question. Just like, what do you think you're being rude?
Like it'll make sense if the person responded in a matter of I feel insulted, but you took it that way with your own thought process. I didn't feel that way. I didn't respond as if I felt that way, but you took the answer as if I felt that way. You, you made it your own enemy. I didn't do anything, but yet you still made it effective against you. At the end of everything that I said, you made it your worst. You are your worst enemy at those times because your overthinking flips against you. While my overthinking made a profit. Think further. This is your character. You know there's more bias of the way how your opinions goes. And so of course, when I make a more whether if it's a common answer or a more complex answer, I know it's going to affect you in some degree. So
I'm honestly
the fact that it
liking.
could be offensive to some degree,
I'm honestly
it makes sense.
I'm really liking your opinions because it's not just it's like genuine grounded rankings and I like it. Speaking of rankings, how do you feel about cyclonic justice?
This is still a six because it fits more of him. Fit more of him and the weapon. He used almost every part of the weapon, the effective parts of the weapon, and his momentum to correlate the execution.
Alright.
He used the blade, then the end piece, then he used the momentum that he had from the hilt, from the end piece to make the execution. I fainted from having too much heat in the area. This is obviously a 7.
It's not the reaction I was expecting.
The execution feels proper, but I just like the fact of the flinch that he did. Everything
But
before that which felt unnecessary, but the flinch made it
like,
more of a hee hee
bitch,
ha. But realistically, this is really is a 3.
I was about to say, ain't no way you giving this shit a 7. I was thinking, yeah, no, he's definitely giving this shit like a 1.
This is a 3 because it's still an effective cut.
Yeah.
It's still an execution, so I'm expecting everything to be like that because the execution. But that's why I don't focus on the end animation because it's meant to kill you. It's going to be execution. No, I'll go back to that previous part. That is a 7. The one above it is a 7. Go to the other. Oh, there we go. No. That's fine. I was talking about like go from your character's
Uh,
perspective.
Alrighty.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a 5. I was trying to see where like why is he putting the grenade there, but it's because he put a gaping hole in the middle so you could put the grenade inside of him and then it blows up. And this is the 7. He executed, but it was more of the fact that he was trying to quickly finish the job. No, he already done the job. He knew that he was about to live, but dragging it will prolong his death, so he can full on remember the moment of his death. It won't. It's no longer guilt. It's straight up just showing that you are literally pathetic in every which way because you died in a matter of you not trying at all. Like he took the hit. The response of him grabbing the blade is already like showing that he died. But the fact that he is trying to go away from it except for accepting the death showed how much of a coward he is going against somebody like him.
Okay.
Just so cowardness.
Absolute bars.
This is 7. I already know. Yeah. Yeah, this is 7. Due to his strength and him using the holds, I can see the reason for not only the wound that he had from the hammer, the blunt piece, but it was the fact that he hit him that hard that he literally can't recover off of that, even if it was just the wound of the hilt. The screen said it all as it is. He hit him that hard that he literally can't get up regardless. But it was enough. It was enough brute force that he can get up and crawl, and it lined him up for execution because he's been doing this for years. to the point that he can line this up while he's crawling. He could like even if he kept crawling, like he didn't keep crawling there. When he looked at the executioner, he stopped crawling so he can get the kill over with. But even if he were to crawl, like, he you see from the executor, he looked at him and he examined him and his blade to make sure that it's an effective cut and kill that showed experience. That doesn't show cowardly off of the opponent or anything of that. It just showed that just more showed the character himself, proving that he is an executor. So in the playing field, if you get him off and he put you in a proper stance, he will execute that kill. Hee-haw. It's a 6. No, it's a 5. It still fits him, but it's more of the fact that he wasn't he was smart. He was just more smart to his defense. Because he still had the blade in his hand, so it's like he could just probably or eat the hit or defend with his hand and follow through with his weapon. But instead he just used the blade while he was going for the punch to make it even worse for his death. He was just smart. This feels the most necessary because he knows for a fact that he don't have to do all that when he is fully armed to his weapon. Why are you sitting here trying to punch me? It's called chokehold, so he's running. Yeah, he did snap his neck. Yeah, it's a 5. Yeah, 5. Yeah, yeah, it's a 5. The choke out and then snap his neck still fits the strength that he has to really end somebody because it takes a lot of force to just snap a neck in the first place. Not that much, but enough to make them completely not being able to move at all. Like, if it wasn't any less force, then he would have just been paralyzed from the neck down. But that completely killed him, so that's a lot of strength. Yep, same thing. That fits the character. That's a 7. The same thing. He got into the kneel stance. He got into the kneel stance. He knows how with it. Yep, and he did the gesture right before it. He knows what's about to happen, and finished to execute. That suits him. Eh, this a 4. I still like it, but it's a 4.
Alright.
Because like the one where like he stabs them in the like he throws the his weapon into their chest and drags them. This is the same thing, but he catches them and then
Yeah.
beat them in. but it shows how strong he is because he's able to put enough force to make that blade from that distance away from his head into his head, and it actually killed him. That's a lot of force. But because of the running part, it's just like, yeah, that's a four. This is a six. A six more of he was doing what he was about to, what he's meant to do right then and there. But his strength his kill overwhelmed, became underwhelming. So you get pissed off because as an executor, he was about to behead him, and
Bug
that did not
died.
happen. He died before, so it pissed him off more so because he didn't behead him.
Like, are you goddamn kidding me, man? Like, fuck, man. Damn.
A five. Picked him up, and then I saw like right before it completely went up to the top. He he anchored it so it stays up, and then he kicked it back off so he gets full force of not only the cut being all the way further down his body, but as he fall, the pressure, the loose like pressure of his veils in the body would just instantly reach even further pressure of trying to recover because he reached in contact from the floor from that far up, being
What?
unable to cover that wound. So he literally, like, he was trying to cover the wound from up there, but since he fell from that height, and a lot of things went on in his body when he kicked it from the bottom. It it was too much. It was too much going on in his body for him to try to pick himself up and try to cover the wounds a little, or try to cover the wounds and die with a little bit of awareness. It was too much blood trauma that he literally has no choice but to just die, and that's what leave him to just lay there dead. He has no choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a five. Yeah,
Personally, I like this because the fucking
the cut
distance.
came off, bonked him, and I get that it's long shot because he's using the lower end of the weapon to hit you, and he backed up because in the stance that he is, I know he like back. Yeah, he used his back. He turned his back leg behind his front leg. Yeah, he full on backed up a little bit to make sure that the handle position that he was at was about to confirm the hit, and he used the back end because if he used the front end, that would have went the same way how any other execution that he did, it would have beheaded him.
And that was Lawbringer's executions. That was really
See,
fun.
you thought you was about to get all tilted and everything.
No,
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 no, no.
I wasn't gonna get pissed regardless. It was genuinely enjoyable to see how you felt.
No, you wasn't about to get. You can't get pissed off no way because I was being creative.